few years ago, I read that empathy is going to be one of the top competencies for leaders in 21st century. That was not good news for me. See, empathy was hard for me. I had a hard time giving it. And you can ask my husband, my kids, my friends called me out on it few times too. See, I rushed into giving advice. I thought that my advice giving was actually helpful. I was solving your problem for you, right? Not really. But on the other side of not giving it, I was really not good at receiving it too. So because empathy was supposed to be this new important skill to have, I have decided I'm going to learn it. I joined monthly meetings called Evenings with Empathy. It was 2.5 hours workshop style meetings where we got to learn empathy by practicing it. So one evening, we were assigned the exercise. The big group was split into smaller groups of 3. One person was supposed to share something difficult and challenging that happened recently, and the other 2 people were to listen with empathy. So basically listen and reflect back what they hear happening emotionally with the person that was sharing. It went something like that. You felt frustrated because you needed to be understood, or you felt anxious because you needed connection in whatever the context was. So as I was sharing, whatever my challenge was back then, I don't remember exactly, but I remember I felt better for 2 reasons. 1, I had someone listen to me without any judgment or advice. But 2, because I actually told other people about my problem. See, I had hard time receiving empathy because I had hard time talking about myself at my weakest, when I didn't have it all together. Letting others hear me out, let the emotions be spoken and needs validated, I got clarity on what it is that I actually needed and what I can do to make it happen. It was in that moment when I completely understood why empathy has the power to change us. Listening with intention and having someone else listen to you opens up the space for solutions that are actually already in you. You can see you. Yes, you can see you. And when you see you, you begin to understand what is really important to you and why you feel frustrated or angry or anxious or sad, you name it. Oh yeah, I have also realized that I had no idea what I was feeling. I had like 5 words to describe what I was actually feeling. It turns out that emotionally aware people can name anything between 80 to 100 feelings. Empathy helped me get to the bottom of my feelings and needs standing behind them. I dove into empathy based on a tool called nonviolent communication. Through empathy, I have learned that we all have universal needs, such as love, acceptance, belonging, being seen, a need to explore our values, a need for laughter, for rest, for self-expression. The list is long. I learned that I don't have a need for my husband to take trash out. But I do have a need for a teamwork in a house, or maybe collaboration. All of a sudden, asking for what I need became so much clearer. I know for a fact that empathy is misunderstood. What do you think when you hear a word empathy? What used to come to my mind was being in other person's shoes. But it really is not. It is being there for the other person to process their own thoughts. Empathy is about allowing the other person to share what is going on in their lives, in their minds, and allowing them to name it with emotions. Maybe that's why 12 Steps programs are so powerful and actually transformational. There is sharing and listening in the group without judgment or without advice. but everyone can feel whatever they are feeling because universal needs for being seen, being understood, belonging, emotional safety, they all are met right there and there in the group. So how does it work in our everyday life? Well, for me, it meant I start with myself. I began to see that if something is driving me crazy, it's usually or it's never about the situation or that person, but it is about me. There is a need in me that is not being met, and that brings me always to the entry point of my personal growth. Reflection. Why am I angry with this or that person? Why am I aggravated in this or that situation? Is there an area in my life where I am struggling? And what can I do about it? Now, this goes both ways. What do I mean? Reflecting on your emotions goes also for the times when you actually feel good. I want to make sure you know it because we tend to think that reflecting is designated or designed to when things are not going great in our lives. But reflecting on successes is very important for our self-awareness and ultimately for our confidence and how we navigate our negative self-talk. When I accomplish something, when I meet my goal, when I overcome an obstacle and feel good about myself, I do sit down and I write about it. Because good feelings like feeling proud of yourself or feeling inspired, feeling happy, feeling alive, these point to our needs that are met. So it gives me an insight to what happened that I feel good. What steps I took to get to this happy place. And next time, when I face a challenge, maybe I can repeat these steps. I can pre-decide on what strategies I'm going to take when obstacles or difficulties happen. So go ahead, listen to your emotions. Have someone in your life who can listen to you when you are struggling and when you're happy. And go ahead, explore your emotions as guides towards, well, better self-awareness. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the notifications so that I can let you know when the new content shows up. And share it with someone who might find this helpful.